Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are going to look at Phase 4, Part 1, which is the beginning of scripting. We'll eventually get to recording and production. So we're thinking about what are you going to say to best explain or communicate your topic to the audience. And another way to think of that is, what does your audience need to know to best understand your topic? So you're telling a story about your topic through all the research that you've done. We're getting into wrapping up our outline. The first thing you need to do is tell me how you're feeling, right? We just had a week off. We're getting ready to start scripting our podcast. We're inching closer to your final production. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Then let's start a podcast script. Don't be too nervous. Look at all the things that you've already done, right? You've listened to, at this point, at least 15 podcasts. You've read about what kids your age are doing on their own to be creative, to help their community, to support others. You've looked at all different types of formats of podcasts. You've really researched your topic. You've outlined and planned your podcast, and you've researched sound design. So, slides 5 through 18, you will see that there are all the different types of podcasts. One of them is what you are going to do for yours. So let's look at your different types. Just like in past slide decks, what you're going to do is choose the one that's right for you, that you're doing for your podcast, and then you delete the others, right? So we'll come back to this example, but if you are doing an interview podcast, you need to keep these slides 6 through 8, and then you would select slides 9 through 18 and delete those. So all you're turning in is your quick write and then your first script. Okay, that's what you should have in your final slide deck for Phase 4, Part 1. So we've practiced writing your intro. You've thought about maybe questions, the interview response. We've got our segues, right? So how are you going to transition from one topic to another? And then you've got how much time you think each section is going to take for the total amount down here. This is approximately what it's going to look like. You can read some of what I wrote, or you should read some of what I wrote. This is going to tell you what a podcast would look like about basketball, okay? So this is actually not a real podcast. This is just Mr. O'Connor's example right here. Use these as models, right? You can copy and paste if you're doing an interview podcast and change out the words, okay? Put your own words in instead of mine. Put your own topic in, your own information in instead of mine, right? And then we'll expand on that. We'll elaborate. We'll make it completely your own. So that's what we're working on for this phase. If you have any questions, remember, go to your research, look at your brainstorming and outlining, think of other podcasts you listen to, and ask me for help.